Question 15. A right-angled triangle, ADE, is attached to a trapezium, ABCD, as shown below. So the right-angled triangle, ADE, is this right-angled triangle here. It's a right-angled triangle because this is a right angle. The trapezium, ABCD, is the shape below it, ABCD. Okay, that's quite obvious. Don't let this confuse you. Triangle, trapezium. AD, this line here is 4 centimetres. Again, it tells you that on the diagram. BC is 6 centimetres, tells you that here. And the perpendicular height, perpendicular means the lines meet at a right angle, they cross over, of the trapezium is 3 centimetres. So the height going up here, which it tells you there, is 3 centimetres. So all of this information it actually gives you on the diagram. You'll be very used to seeing diagrams like this. Don't let all of the descriptive words put you off. The really important bit of information here is saying that the triangle and the trapezium have equal area. So that means that the space that this triangle takes up, the area, is exactly the same as this trapezium. And what I need to work out is the length of AE. So the length of AE, here's A, there's E. I'm missing this measurement here. Okay, so the first thing we need to work out is the area of both of these shapes, and we know it's going to be the same. So we don't have all the measurements yet for the triangle, because that's what we need to find, but we do have the measurements we need for the trapezium. So to work out the area of the trapezium, we remember this song. It goes something like this. Half the sum of the parallel sides times the height between them. That's how you find the area of a trapezium. So let's have a look at what this is saying then. Half the sum. So the sum means add, and the parallel sides. So the parallel means the two lines that are never going to meet. They're nice and straight there, they're not going to touch. And obviously half is divided by 2. So let's have a look at our trapezium. This is our trapezium. I have to half the sum of the parallel sides. So here are the parallel sides. These two lines are never going to meet. So I'm just going to highlight those. And I need to half the sum. So the sum would be adding them together. So 4 add 6, and then I need to half them. So 4 add 6 is 10, and then half that, 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we've done half the sum of the parallel sides. Now I need to times the height between them. So with that 5, I need to times by the height that's between them. So the 3 is in between those. So 5 times 3 is 15. And that there is the area of the trapezium. So this is in centimetres. And area is always measured in squared because we've times 2 measurements together because it's a 2D shape. So we know that the area of the trapezium is 15 centimetres squared. So it's told us that the two areas are equal. So the area we know that the area of the triangle also has to be 15 centimetres squared. Well, to work out the area of a triangle, we need base times height divided by 2. So we divide by 2 because a triangle is exactly half of a rectangle. So we times the two measurements together, just like we would a rectangle, and then we half it because the triangle is half of a rectangle. So here we haven't got those two measurements yet, have we? We would have to do 4 times something, 4 times something, and then divide that by 2, and that would give us the area. So we now need to know, we figure out what this missing measurement is. So we can do, instead of saying divide by 2, we're going to go backwards now. So we're going to do 4 times what is 15, opposite side, opposite sign. Instead of divide by 2, we're going to times it by 2. 15 times by 2. So 4 times what is 30. So we can use the inverse operations here. So instead of saying 4 times something, we would say 30 divided by 4. And 30 divided by 4, the missing measurement is going to be 7.5. Okay, how did we work that out? Well, I'm going to half 30. So 30 divided by 2, halving 30 gives me 15, and then I've got to half it again. So halving it and halving it again is just like dividing by 4. So then I'm going to half 15, so 15 divided by 2, or you could say half of 14 is 7. So then half of the one left over is 0.5. Or you could split it up to say that half of 5, well, it's like saying what's half of a fiver, £2.50. Half of a 5 is 2.5. And then half of 10, because that's a 10 there, isn't it, is 5. And then add those together, that gives me 7.5. Okay, so then our missing height must be 7.5. Okay, that's quite a difficult question. There are lots of stages. Let's have a look where we get the marks from. If you said the area of the trapezium, you've added together 4 and 6, you've then divided by 2, and you've then times by 3. If you've shown working somewhere along those lines, adding together, dividing by 2, timesing by 3, that would give you 1 mark. And then you have another mark then for your accuracy of 15 centimetres squared. That's finding the area of the trapezium. Then if you've shown your workings somewhere along these lines, 4 times something divided by 2 to work out the area of the triangle times something divided by 2, then you'll get another mark. The final mark comes from here, saying that that equals to 15. So you've recognised that the areas are the same. And then your last mark then comes from 17.5, actually working out what this missing one is. So there's your 5 marks.